We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
What we do not do is spy unlawfully on Americans.
We are leaving in 2014, period. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse. In order to fight and defeat this enemy, it is necessary to wage a new all-out offensive.
You are listening to Biting the Bullet with Luke and Typo.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Typo?
Dude, we had a tornado fucking Sunday.
I know, I was going to ask you about that. You're alive. You don't live in a trailer, but I heard a trailer did not fare so well.
Yeah, well, it kind of went through the edge of my town, I guess. Like there was like some trees that were fucking knocked over. A tree landed on like someone's car. That was pretty crazy. I saw that on my way to work on Monday.
Hell yeah.
But it was like like one town to our left, I guess. Or I guess, yeah, it would be one town to our west and then one town to our east that got fucked up by it, though, like the worst. Like we had like a barn and like a trailer got ripped off.
Are you guys on like the northernmost part of Tornado Alley, or you guys just get some because Chicago's so fucking windy?
No, it all comes from, Tornado, like Valley area. Like when people think of like tornado, they typically think of like maybe Kansas or
Nebraska, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Missouri. But then, I mean, we in Illinois, we still get like Southern Illinois, we get like, they're never that bad here. Like they're never like fucking F5 and we hardly get them. I mean, maybe we'll get like one, maybe two. And generally speaking, they're pretty light.
Yeah.
But sometimes they make it all the way. Like it was weird, dude, because like I don't know, my mom was like watching something on the cable news and then it got like the news like interrupted.
Update. Yeah.
And then he's like, it's just like an hour straight of like tornado update. And we're like, oh, it's not that bad. And apparently there's 4 possible tornadoes and 2 of them went down on the ground. And at first we're like watching the map and then they're like, oh, if you're in, this town that's right next to us, or if you're in my town, you might want to take shelter. And immediately my family, we step out on the front porch. Like,
oh, let's go check it out.
Yeah. And it was weird. There was like nothing, no, like hardly any rain, no wind. And then things got like super fucking dark. And then all of a sudden it got like really windy. The sirens are going off here. And then, but we stayed outside and then it never got like too crazy where we were at. And then like 15 minutes later, it was over.
Oh, that's not too bad. I thought you guys had it a little bit worse. Didn't all your power go out and shit?
Well, my power went out for like 20 minutes.
Oh,
and then that came back
you
on.
Almost booped.
Yeah, dude, our fucking internet was out for like 2 days. It was kind of miserable. So
everybody knows how you feel about if Netflix is gone.
Yeah, I think I said it a long time ago, but if we don't have internet, like I said, if I don't have internet for a week, let's just start this revolution, boys.
Yeah. What else is there to live for?
Yeah, if I can't connect with the homies online, then well, what am I gonna do? Talk to my family? Are you kidding me?
You moved back there for a reason, didn't you? But it wasn't to talk to them.
No, it was definitely to be with them, but it's just what dude. I stream everything. I don't have a cable box in my room.
Yeah.
I checked
stream everything.
Yeah, I literally stream everything. And I don't know. And then I couldn't go to the gym because like their power was out. I was like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible. Val is my girlfriend is like deathly afraid of tornadoes. I found out because I was talking to her about you going through a tornado, and I was like, it's really not that bad. You just go downstairs and sit in the basement and hang out, and you play. The power goes out. You play not video games. You play like board games with your family and shit. Usually, you get drunk. Like it's really not that crazy. And she's like, yeah, but they destroy a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, yeah, but there's nothing you can do, and second off, like they can destroy whole towns, but when those whole towns are like 5 houses, like that's the kind of towns that they destroy. It's not like a normal city. Like if a tornado touched down in Phoenix, there have been a few, it like doesn't do that much shit. Like there's just not, like it loses all of its momentum.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, some people are like really, but like it's pretty cool, dude. It's a small town community, so like, you get like a bunch of volunteers out of nowhere, and like I already saw like 4 or 5 GoFundMe's for people, and I mean, it's possible that you could get hurt, but like generally speaking, it's usually people that live in a trailer.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with living in a trailer, but it's not the safest when a tornado's around.
Or when meth is around, like one or the other, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but so I was out of internet for like 2 days, and then everything's kind of back to normal for me.
What was that on? Was that on Monday or Tuesday? Was it during the football games or was it after?
It was during I think it was on Sunday, because I couldn't watch Sunday night football.
I'm surprised you didn't start shooting up people then.
Or Monday night either, because that's gay.
Yeah. So. Well, you didn't miss much. The Monday night game was trash, and I didn't even watch it. But thank God we had some fun Thursday night football for once. Like usually those games are fucking horrible.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty cool. I'm a Bears fan, so I typically don't like the Packers. So I was rooting for the Cardinals to win, but it was just a damn good game to watch.
Yeah.
And it had like a bizarre fucking ending.
Dude, I don't know how he caught that ball at the end. Like I didn't even realize he caught it. Like he intercepted it.
It was a crazy catch, but then like I don't know what was AJ Green doing. He looks like a dummy in that ending play. Like he turned around, but the ball was already past him, and he's looking around.
He had no idea, like zero idea what happened. And it was just like, that was a miscue of all miscues. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, they were about to win or at least tie it. Like I thought, like it was.
They had 2 plays left at least until they hit a field goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like they're gonna either tie it or win right here. And then they just completely lost. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. Then it was just over. And the game, like, it happened so quick.
It was like so anticlimactic. Like, really. Like, it was like anticlimactic because it was just like score, crazy play after crazy play after crazy play both ways. And then pick in the end zone off of a weird ass play. And it was over. And it was like the Green Bay Packers just won. And it was like, wait, what? What the fuck happened? Because you didn't even know the guy. Did you know that guy got cut by the Cardinals?
No.
Yeah. What's his name? Randall.
Was it Douglas or something?
Douglas or something like that. Yeah, like Randall Douglas. He got cut by the Packers, like at either the beginning of the season or beginning of last season. Or he got cut by the Cardinals beginning of this season or beginning of last season. And wasn't playing on any team, wasn't even on practice squad, nothing, and got picked up by the Green Bay Packers, or like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, starting and caught the fucking pick against the Cardinals.
I knew the Packers had like a decent amount of injuries, or was it COVID? I don't know. They had like
that was all their wide receivers.
Oh, okay. It was like a bunch of wide receivers. I thought maybe I think they did have a like cornerback out, and that's why they got that Douglas dude. Because I think they were talking about him earlier in the
he had a fucking phenomenal game. He had like 7 tackles and then a game-winning interception. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's always crazy how it happens. Like, remember when what's his name? Like, I can't remember his name, but
From the Patriots that caught the interception in the end zone for the Super Bowl win.
no, I was gonna
Oh,
say
that's
that.
another one that I thought of because he was Malcolm
Remember,
Butler.
yeah, it was a couple of years ago. It was like Nick something. I can't remember, but it was a couple of years ago, and he was on San Francisco, and they were having
Oh,
like it
backup
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback injury after quarterback injury, and then it was like their practice squad QB was starting. It was like his first start, and he like it was like his best game ever. Like I think he's actually been trash after that, but he like comes out of nowhere,
Yeah,
throws like 300 yards, like 3 or 4 touchdowns, like just
yeah.
a stud. And then the dude during halftime, he got verified on
On
Twitter.
Twitter, yeah, I remember that shit was wild. That was like 2 seasons ago. And then I mean, it was the same thing with Case Keenum. Fucking Kirk Cousins got hurt, and then Case Keenum leads them to the playoffs, almost fucking wins, and then gets signed by the Broncos in the offseason because Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter and has shit the bed ever since, except against the Broncos when he played for the Browns this last weekend,
Oh,
last Thursday night.
I didn't know that was. I didn't realize Case Keenum was playing.
Yeah, it was Case Keenum because fucking what's his face was hurt.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. So and then Case Keenum, he didn't have like a phenomenal game, but he had a decent enough game. It was what was his name? Darius Johnson or something like that. He had the fucking phenomenal game. The backup running back for the Browns. He had like a fucking insane fantasy game. That shit was wild.
Yeah.
I think I had him on my bench too.
That's what's kind of weird about like the Bears right now, because like David Montgomery got hurt, and then like Damian Williams was phenomenal, and then he got hurt, and then like this other rookie that we drafted that I never even heard of, had no idea who it was. He gets like 100 yards, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously it's not the running back. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I feel like you could just put any running back there, and we'll be okay. Like, obviously it's like everyone's always like, oh wow, like all 3 running backs are really good, and I'm like, I'm gonna think it's the offensive line. Like,
well, I think it's the offensive line, but I think there's been a lot of running backs lately that have like showed out, and they really like nobody knew who the fuck they were, and I really think it's because there's some like phenomenal running backs in the game, but then there's also phenomenal running backs that are already starters, and it's like these guys aren't going to get any looks. And I think a lot of teams, like the Browns, have a damn good offensive line. The Bears have a good offensive line for run defense, but not pass defense.
No, dude, we have the most sacks in the league.
Yeah, but then I think Justin Fields holds on to the ball too long. He's got like one of the longest like ball holding. Like he holds a lot of balls, and he holds them for a long time. Yeah,
he's a fucking rookie, but dude, like so far the Bears have lost 3 games in a row, and every single time fire Nagy trends on Twitter.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of the thing is like, so the Broncos have your guys' defensive coordinator, what's his name? Vic Fangio.
Yes.
And Vic Fangio and Matt Nagy, like I feel like they're on the chopping block this year, like both of them, because their seasons haven't panned out. Matt Nagy's first season was great, and then it seemed like everybody figured out his offense, and then it was like downhill from there. But Vic Fangio hasn't had like a good season at all, like in the last couple seasons, and they just keep making horrible quarterback like picks and things like that. And I think going after Pat Surtain instead of Justin Fields for the Broncos this year was a good idea, but we should have brought in somebody better than Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think it's all Teddy Bridgewater's fault, but I really think we need to go after some offensive linemen, but still, I don't know. Anyways, that's how we're going to get through the first 15 minutes of our episode. So when we we got more.
Hang on. I was going to ask you, how are the Suns doing? I haven't really watched.
Oh, they've been fucking garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're 1-3 or 1-4 right now. They won one game against, who'd they beat? They beat the Lakers. They like blew out the Lakers. They lost their first game. I don't remember who. I watched the game, but I can't remember who they lost to. It wasn't a very good showing. They all looked sluggish and, out of sorts. And then they played the Lakers and then like showed off and like beat the Lakers by 10, 15, something like that. And then they lost the Jazz and it was an ugly game. And then they got blown out by the Trailblazers by like 30 points and sat the starters the entire fourth quarter. And then they just played on Wednesday against Sacramento Kings. And they were up. They were kind of playing sloppy in the beginning, but they were up by like 8 at halftime. And then they got down by 6 in the third quarter. They had like a horrible run. Like the Kings just went off in the third quarter right at the beginning, had like an 8-0 start. And then I think it moved to a 14-0 start over the Suns. And then after that, they went on and they ended up being up by 6 at the start of the third. The Kings did. And then the Suns were playing catch-up ball, finally came back and tied it with like 45 seconds to go. Booker came down, missed a shot to like at the shot clock buzzer beater, missed a shot. The Kings got the ball. Suns had a foul to gave the foul, and then there was like 1.8 seconds left, and they passed it in and hit a buzzer beater 3-pointer in Devin Booker's face. It was ridiculous. It was horrible to watch.
Is Ayton on the team? Did they come to terms?
No, he's still on the team though. He wasn't a free agent. So he's a free agent this upcoming year. But no, they didn't come to terms. He had a good game. It's kind of like what they did last year in the playoffs, where first half he was going off. I think he had like 12 rebounds and like 14 points or something like that. And he finished with 21 and 21. Or I think he had 20 points in the first half or 19 points in the first half and 12 rebounds. And then he finished with 21 points and 21 rebounds. He was only 1 for 1 in the second half. They stopped feeding him the ball and they all started to play like, single ball, like I'll take this shot. And then Chris Paul played like ass. He had 2 points, I think, and like 6 assists. Like it was just garbage. And I don't know what's going on with him, but Ayton looks good. He still needs to be a little bit more aggressive in my opinion. He's fucking 7-1. He should be dominating, like insanely dominating, calling for the ball. But the offense they have them running, I just don't think asks for that domination of, like a Shaq or something like that, even though Ayton could be that for the Suns. But they just won't do it. It's so weird. And I don't think Chris Paul's washed up or anything, but I think he's relying on what he's always done. And it's like, bro, you can't do that anymore. Everybody knows. And everybody's faster than you now. And your ball handling is not that great anymore. Like, I don't know what it is, but the dude can't go fucking left. He can't go fucking left. So it's like people just post up on his right side and make him go left. And then he misfumbles the wall and stands up by half court until like the very last second to try to pass the ball or take a horrible shot. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is happening? But they need to figure it out, or people are going to be like, oh yeah, that was all luck last year. And if they play like this, it fucking might have been.
Yeah. I was wondering, because I don't see much coverage about them here, but I was upstairs and like a Bulls game came on and I realized the Bulls were like 4-0 and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then they played the Knicks, but they lost. But it was a really good game. But I was just surprised that the Bulls were doing so good.
Well, yeah, they got Lonzo Ball now, don't they?
Yeah.
And then,
they got him, and I forgot the other guy's name that they picked up. But yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, they look good. And I don't know. It should be an interesting. I just hope the Lakers get fucking smacked as much as possible this year. I hope they don't make the playoffs. It's because they're like. I don't really care about the whole super team shit. It's just like, I think all those guys, I think LeBron's I think he's a phenomenal basketball player, obviously, but God, dude, I can't stand that fucking guy.
He's such a tool.
He's a fucking tool. Did you see? All right. So moving on into like our political sphere of what we usually talk about. Do you see this guy, his name's Kevin Ernst or something like that. He plays for the Celtics. He's a center. And he's been like going ham on the whole China shit. He's garbage. He's like a giant COVID-19 fucking like Branch Covidian. Wants
Okay.
everybody to be vaccinated and all that. But I fucking love what he's talking shit about China and then tagging LeBron James and the owner of Nike in it. And like, China can't fucking buy me. And I was like, damn, dude, that's some shit,
Yeah.
because the NBA will just cut your ass.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of like rebellions kind of happen in the NBA, which is like really interesting.
Yeah,
Which like
Kyrie.
it yeah, but like you don't really, it's weird because there's obviously people define it in the NFL, and
Yeah.
there's just like no coverage about it.
Yeah.
Like I think maybe, like, I don't know what the Buffalo Bills, Cole Beasley has said he's not getting the vaccine.
Yeah, we
And
talked about that on here.
he's in New York, so I guess maybe like they're not mandatory for Buffalo, New York, but I know like New York City, that's why Kyrie Irving can't even play for the Brooklyn Nets right now.
Yeah,
because
but did you see that other players from other teams that are unvaccinated can play in that stadium, but Kyrie Irving can't play in that stadium without being vaccinated?
I did not see that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, did you see that
It's
there
racist.
was yeah, did you see that huge protest in New York that just happened?
Mm-mm.
Dude, there was like 12,000 people that they shut down the Brooklyn Bridge, and
Fuck yeah.
they it was all like anti-vax marches, and then they went outside the Brooklyn Nets arena and were protesting out there.
I did
And
see them outside the Nets
Yeah.
arena.
apparently and like I haven't seen any confirmation, but from the video it looks like this like Black Lives Matter people and like MAGA Trump supporters all standing outside the fucking Brooklyn Nets, dude. I was like, whoa, like like, and what's funny is like this was a couple months ago, but I posted a meme on our Instagram, and it was like poor white country people and like poor black people, and like they're shaking hands and they're like coming together against the elites, and our fucking group chat was like, that will never happen, like no way, like nothing like that. And I was like, man, like people have to realize that, like, yeah, it's so like people divide like on these like political lines, and people get caught up into it so much. But I don't think this COVID thing is as political as they make it out to be.
Yeah,
I don't
know. Yeah.
I don't think it's, I mean, sure, it's a lot of the pressures coming from the Democratic Party, and I'm pretty sure more Democratic or liberal people are vaccinated, but there's a significant amount of people in the like considered the left or the liberals that are not about this, and a lot of it's coming from the Black community.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like there's a lot of people that don't believe the numbers that are being given about how many people actually have the vaccine. And I don't know, maybe they're not true, but I think there's a lot of people on the left that don't agree with these mandates because they're actually, about civil liberties, and they're like, oh, I see where this is going. They can actually understand. I just don't know how many it is, and I don't really want to.
Yeah,
I don't really fucking trust it, but it's cool to see things like that. It reminded me of at the beginning of this, a couple months into this, do you remember when all the Wuhan like workers, they don't actually work in Wuhan, but they worked outside of Wuhan across that giant bridge, and they protested all the way to Wuhan and shut down the bridge that went into Wuhan last year.
I feel like I remember this, but
it looked the same when they were going across the bridge. That shit was wild. But yeah, it's it's gonna be interesting, like what the fuck's gonna happen, especially in New York, because it's so strict in New York. Like I think that's going to be a place where you see a lot of heat. At some, like, I mean, we're seeing it now, but it's just, I think it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, I mean, they're already like pushing on 5 to 11-year-olds now.
I know. I saw that the FDA just approved it today.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, man. I don't think it's too far off, or as much as conspiracy theory. Even I think it's pretty obvious that I think pretty soon they're gonna like start mandating it for kids in public schools.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
I mean, California already did that, right? So.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay. I think I think they're going to. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they already did.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. I haven't kept up with that, but yeah, it seems. I mean, they're already like the governor here in Illinois is already like pushing like to it's not even like he's not necessarily pushing the forcing the vaccine yet, but he's definitely like putting resources together to educate parents on why they need to vaccinate their kids.
Yeah. And
And it's
well, I
like,
mean,
okay,
fuck, all the resources, all the information says not to, or that
yeah,
that it's not needed. Like at the very minimum, maybe it doesn't say not to, but at the very minimum, it says not, or that it's not needed.
yeah.
Like,
It's like
what the
there's
fuck?
nothing like I mean, like there's I mean, I haven't seen anything like necessarily definitive exactly, but there's plenty of like studies that I've seen that are suggesting that there is a sort of a negative effect for kids. Now,
Yeah.
does that negative effect or outweigh COVID? Well, a lot of kids don't have a lot of issues when they get COVID.
Yeah.
Like most of them don't get hospitalized. Most of them, it's pretty mild for them. So like if there's some sort of something out there, like a bug or something, and it's not that dangerous to your kid, but you're going to put like vaccinate them with literally an unknown, it's unknown.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what the effects of these vaccines are going to be our 2 years, 3 years. And it's weird. I don't want to get conspiratorial, but it's pretty weird when the fucking corporate press is already talking about how kids having heart attacks and kids having blood clots is normal.
Yeah. Or yeah, it's more normal than we realize. Like that's what they keep saying.
Yes.
It's all this stuff is more normal than you realize. And it's like, well, then why have we never talked about it before? Because maybe something's wrong because it used to not be normal.
Yeah.
Like it's not normal. Like you hear somebody having a stroke in their 20s and you're like, "Oh, that's fucking crazy." And now it's like, "Oh, it's more normal than you it's more common than you think." And it's like, "Well, no it's not. No it's not." Like stop saying that because you're trying to make something and that's where it's like the people are like, "Oh, you're being conspiracy theorist." And it's like, "No, it's just that's not normal. There's a reason why we've always said that. And it's not because we didn't realize that it was like in the sphere or that it could happen. It was more so like it doesn't happen very often. And when it does, it's because there's like some severe health defects going on there. And for it to just happen randomly more and more, like that's not normal. But
Yeah.
I mean, they've been talking about for the last 2 years getting to our new normal. So
Yeah, man. And it's so annoying because like it's kind of weird because there's a lot of people around here that necessarily aren't affected by this stuff, like mandates and stuff.
yeah.
But if you work for any sort of state job around here, it's being I don't really know when it goes to effect, but I know it's being mandated on state employees.
Oh yeah.
And there's I don't know what's going to happen because there's a decent amount of like prison guards, teachers, even a principal around here that's not about it. I was like, do you think like they'll just fire them? Like, I don't really know.
Dude, I mean, they have in other places. I mean, didn't Chicago they fired all their police and or did they
That's
just walk
true.
out? I'm pretty sure they got fired first. Like they got fired, and
Uh,
I know New York City has a problem. I mean, they fired all those nurses in New York.
that's
They
true.
just straight up fired them, and they don't care because they'll be like, "Well, guess what? You have a double shift now.
Yeah,
A
we'll
blah blah
activate the
blah."
National Guard.
Yeah, we'll activate the National Guard, and they don't care. And I've seen it more now. Like these things keep popping up about like bad managers, and it's like, hey, have you seen those text message threads lately where it's like, hey, blah blah blah, I need you to come in because somebody just quit randomly, and they're like, no, it's my day off, like I'm not coming in, and they're like, well, we need to readjust your attitude because this is a team game and blah 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 blah, and you need to come in and help us out or else I'm not going to be able to do everything I need to. And they're like, well, you just lost another employee, I'm out. And I kind of hope that keeps happening. Like fuck these places, dude, like honestly. And I think there is something to the trope about like capitalism as it's been in the United States, corporatism is what I would call it, but capitalism as it's been, has been very anti-worker. Like the worker hasn't done like, yeah, we choose to go into these jobs and stuff like that, but once you're in that job, you're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can get fired at any time, which probably how it should be, but everything's so stacked up against the worker because if enough workers keep, just getting fired or leaving, they have plenty of people to bring in, even because they can keep going until the next pay period because they'll get bailouts and things like that. And if those bailouts were gone, these companies wouldn't be treating employees like that. Like honestly, they fucking wouldn't. And you see, like there's that socialist guy up in Washington that decided that he was going to make all of his employees' salaries 70,000. It was like a pay scale from $70,000 a year and up, and he's kept growing. Like basically, like his company just keeps growing, and it's like, yeah, if you like, honestly, the business model is if you treat your employees right and you have a decent business plan, you're not bad with your money, you'll keep growing and making more money because your employees want to invest more. And as long as you're a decent, like I honestly believe like the world the world in general rewards being a decent human being. Like I truly believe that. And that especially comes into play when you watch how people take care of their employees. Like if you look at Chick-fil-A is a good example. People love them, even though there's been some bad practice by a CEO that's now fucking dead. And nobody fucking, like the majority of people don't fucking care because the employees are super fucking friendly. Everybody loves them. And after their employees are, people can't fake that happiness for so long. Usually there's just some weird ass people that are like that happy and that's who they hire. And then, for the most part, they seem to treat their employees very well, which makes them happy while they're doing their job because they're like, I'm doing a job and this is what's expected of me and I like my job, so I might as well keep doing it. And it rewards, like people reward that. And
yeah, especially when there's like companies that are like kind of just getting off the ground. A lot of times they'll reward their employees with like, instead of a pay raise, they'll just give them a share of the company.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
And that is a huge incentive because if you have a share in a company, then you have a bigger incentive for the company to do better because then you make more money because you own a portion of the company.
Yeah.
So like I know like Facebook, Google, I know Tesla is big on that. I don't know if
a lot of
these corporations do it anymore, but I know like
most corporations, they did. Especially once you're in there for a while, like most corporations, they do that because they've realized that it brings benefits back to them if they give their employees shares. Especially usually it's once you, like my company, they do it once you get into management. Us as techs, we can put our 401k, we can put all of our money into the Cintas stock if we want to, and it automatically buys shares for us, and our 401k will rise because your 401k is basically stocks and bonds anyways, it's just like long-term investment stuff. So like with my 401k, I can invest all of it into the stock that I like of my company. And if it grows, then my 401k grows as much as it grows. So that's a big incentive. And I literally don't have to touch anything. I can just put it in there and it's my 401k. And technically I'm all in on one stock, but I don't have like the capital gains things unless I pull it out because it's technically under my 401k. But at the same time, it's just one of those things where, it helps people, or not helps people, it's an incentive to get people to want their company to do better. And it makes sense. Like a lot of tech startups, like you said, do it, but a lot of corporations figured that out a long time ago. And especially in management positions, they fucking bump those numbers up, and you leave a lot on the table if you leave at a certain time period.
Yeah, it's like your sergeants, bro. That's your little lieutenants running around.
Yeah, exactly. So like I said, I honestly believe that good intentions, even done wrong, are usually rewarded because people see the intent behind it. As long as it's not like, creating a genocide or something like that. I mean, I think I put something out like this this week where I was like, we'll see. People will start to realize that standing against these lockdowns, these mandates, and I mentioned the banks like saying, "Fuck no, we're not going to give the IRS this access to these people's bank accounts." They're going to be rewarded heavily. Like it's going to be profitable, is what I said. I was like, these things are going to be very profitable because first, not only are they moral and correct, in my opinion, they're just going to be profitable because people are going to flock to them. It's like In-N-Out right now. In-N-Out's going fucking nuts. Because
yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of like you notice that these companies or corporations, but they're actually like stray from the typical narrative, they get a lot more support all of a sudden. And
oh yeah, and their names
like,
in the news.
Yes,
It's
yes,
free publicity.
It's almost like you're doing what's morally correct. You're defying or doing what I would think a lot of people would support you, even typically people that would never support you before. And then all of a sudden everyone knows what you're doing. So you just get this instant free publicity, which like that's basically how Trump got into office, is because they fucking went so crazy on him that like their ratings were going through the roof when Trump was in there, dude. People just wanted Trump. They didn't care how they were getting it. They just wanted Trump. So it's the same thing. It's like, oh, like I know that saying like bad publicity is still good publicity, and I don't think that's always true, but like against these like lockdowns and vaccine stuff, I think it's really, really good. I mean, some fucking journalist out of nowhere probably like, oh, In-N-Out's actually racist, but I think that doesn't even hold weight anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole racist ploy is getting drawn out. I think a lot of people are getting fucking tired of it. And thank God, I think it works to an extent, but it's like the backlash with Dave Chappelle right now. And it's like, keep calling him a transphobe. Everybody that watched that, like actually sat there and watched it honestly, realizes he's not transphobic. Like, like it's just like, there's no way that you could watch that whole thing honestly and come out of that whole special with the opinion that Dave Chappelle is transphobic. Like you can't if you do it honestly.
Yeah. And like, dude, Dave Chappelle built his fucking career making fun of white people.
Yeah,
and it
like,
was
come on.
Like he had all these different characters he played as, some racist white guy, some crackhead white guy, like all these like different ways he made fun of what, and he was hilarious. I loved it because it was hilarious, and he's so funny. But it puts these like liberal, because when I think of liberal, I just think of white women, and like it puts them in the. I kind of like that that's happening because it puts like basically the left against each other.
I know,
like because it's kind of weird for white liberals to be pissed off from what a black man is saying. Like it's just this weird image that you have to see.
It fucks over their whole like moral high ground. And I love it because it's not about moral high ground. When you're calling Dave Chappelle a racist because he didn't use his platform to do what you wanted it to do, like he doesn't look racist. Like, I'm sorry, that's not what's gonna do it for most people. Like it's just not.
Yeah, like you can't. The guy that and Dave Chappelle is like one of those old like old TV comics. Like we like they're kind of a dying breed now. Like the TV comics today that's on Comedy Central or SNL. Like people aren't looking to them to see exactly when their stand-ups come in or when they're coming to the show. Like it's kind of moving toward the internet now.
Yeah.
And
podcasting,
like,
to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of that too. And it's kind of like decentralizing. Like I don't know if it's kind of like what I talked about with like rock stars. Like I don't know if we're ever gonna have like these major comedians anymore because everyone's gonna be so decentralized and they'll just find what the fuck they like on the internet. You don't have to all tune in on Comedy Central to watch the Dave Chappelle show. You can go watch like 40 Dave Chappelle shows on YouTube right now. And so like it like, but Dave Chappelle is still like that legend from that before time. And it's just funny to watch, like, and how enlightening it is watching how like the tomato meter, dude, is like the
I
funniest
know,
thing.
dude. I
The
posted one
tomato
of those
meter is my
today.
favorite thing right now. How like it just shows the fucking disconnect so much between the elites that review these shows or whatever and the audience that actually
I don't know
watches
if
it.
it's gonna show up on the screen. Nope, it just disappears. Look, there's Dave Chappelle's face though.
I just saw Dave Chappelle's face.
Anyways, it says it's that Rick and Morty meme, and it's Dave Chappelle as Rick, and it's like, your boos mean nothing to me. I've seen what makes you cheer. And it's like Knock Down the House, which is that documentary about
AOC.
AOC. And it's like the tomato meter was 99% and the audience score was 10%. Fauci, which is that documentary, 91% on tomato meter. And that's the best part, is the 99% on tomato meter has 103 reviews, and the audience score at 10% for Knock Down the House has 5,000 plus ratings. And then the 91% for Fauci tomato meter, 33 reviews, and the audience score is 2%, and it's got 250 plus ratings. And then there's Cuties, which is 88% tomato meter, 80 reviews, and 16% audience score, 2,500 plus reviews. And then there's Dave Chappelle, The Closer, and it's 33% tomato meter, 6 reviews, audience score 97%, 1,000 plus reviews. And it's like, the fucking market speaks, bitch. Like, guess fucking what? Fuck you.
Yeah, it's what, like, that's the thing. If you've kind of seen I don't really follow him that much, but I always see clips of him, but it's Bill Maher, that he's like that late night liberal TV host. Well, he was talking about how a lot of people they want you to make fun of this woke stuff. Like, that's what they want.
Oh yeah.
And he's starting to make fun of it, dude. And I mean, he always was kind of against it. Like, he's always been kind of one, like he's always been like for free speech, and you can say whatever you want type deal. But now he's like kind of going hard on this woke stuff, and he's like, my ratings are going up.
Yeah.
And I think he's just being honest about it.
Well, because it's so easily, like, especially in the comedian sphere, like, or the comedy sphere, it's like, it's so easy. Like, comedy has been for a long time a satirical, like, pointing out hypocrisies in society. Like, that's what it is. And this woke shit is like one of the biggest hypocrisies of society that people have been duped into because they thought it was right. There's this guy called Adam22, and he's kind of like in that manosphere space, like where men need to kind of buck up type deal. I don't even know what he does. I think he was a BMX biker or something like that. He runs his own podcast or YouTube, and it's huge, and he interviews like rappers and shit like that. But maybe he's not even really in the manosphere, but he talks about like how, the more he hits on these types of things, like the bigger he keeps getting, because people are looking for this thing. Like, he hits on like the man shit, like the responsibilities and shit of being a man. So he'll bring on people like that and talking about men's problems, and people want that shit. The more you find the things that people want, the more your shit's gonna grow. I mean, it's like Clint from Liberty Lockdown. Like, we love that fucking dude, and I think he hit it nail on the head way back when he first came on us. He was like, I'm specifically talking COVID and how all this shit is bullshit, and how it's just like fucking everything up, and how it's going to continue to fuck up, and people have been eating him up. He's been on Timcast. He's got some huge names on his show. Like, he's been doing fucking phenomenal with it. So I think people it's stuff people want to hear, and especially on the comedian side, like, you gotta point out hypocrisies that a large portion of the population is like, yo, there's something fucking weird here, right? Like, I can't be the only one, and then make it funny.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because you hear a lot of comedians talk about it, and like they go after what is like anything that's trying to like cancel them or shut that down or tell them they're offended by what they say. That's what they go after. And a lot of like the more, I don't know, I would probably say like the comedians that are like 10 years older than us, maybe 20 years older than us, in their like 30s and 40s, they talk about all the time as like how it used to be the Christian right that would always come after them. It was always the Christians pushing their agenda. They're like talking about you can't say that, or this isn't appropriate, whatever. And like how things have kind of like switched where it like I thought like I don't know, like, you know, like because maybe it's because we kind of grew up at the maybe the tail, like kind of in the middle of like, because we were growing up during the Bush era.
Yeah, we hit
and
both sides of it.
yeah, we were growing up during the Bush era.
Where like video
and
games were literally Satan.
yes,
And
parents were not allowing their kids to read Harry Potter, but we're okay signing them up to go fight in Iraq. Like that's where we
absolutely.
were at. And
Yeah.
and it's fucking insane that like I
It's
mean it was
flipped.
yeah, like in the like somehow I think I don't know, maybe it happened kind of long during the Obama administration, and I mean it really ramped up at the end of the Obama administration. And then all of a sudden like it's like flipped on its head. And now it's like actually Christians are pretty cool with this right now. Like
Christians are like, God put weed on the planet, so weed's cool.
yes.
Weed's cool.
Yeah, dude. It's like I'm like, oh my god, like it's so crazy to watch like completely like change. And now like I mean it's probably
and now the left is promoting war for
yes,
for women's
literally
rights.
Yes, like
Iraq,
the Democratic
Afghanistan,
Party
Pakistan.
has like become everything that was despised back in when Bush was president. Like it's so weird.
Well, I think we've said this before, where we said the right is way better at being like the revolution, or like the
it just seems fitting, you know. Just seems like
we've seen
like,
this in history before.
Yeah, they get called the racist anyways. Like it just seems fitting. That's like, okay, guys, if there's gonna be some sort of resistance, that's gonna be like, you know what, we're breaking away from this shit. It just seems more fitting that it's the South that's on the side of like, yeah, we're not doing this. Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah,
like,
we've seen
I don't
this
know.
in history. I mean, fuck, we saw it in the 40s, in the 30s, in the 20s too, just not in the United States.
Yeah.
they were right. Well, the left considers them right and correct. Apparently, I mean, they were like they did it correct because at least Nazi Germany had health care for their citizens. And it's like, what?
Dude, it's wild.
What do you
it's
mean?
wild. Well, that's what's so. Have you seen those like "Let's Go Brandon" songs that were like top of the charts?
Yeah.
Did you see that they like all of them got taken off YouTube?
Yeah, and now they're like top 5 on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah,
and
they were. Yeah, for like I don't like the top songs on all of iTunes for like 1, 2, 3, and then like 8, and then right now they're 1 through 5 on the hip hop section of iTunes. And they like knocked down Adele, dude. There was a bunch of like pissed off journalists that were writing about it, dude.
all the leftist journalists were pissed off at Adele for getting skinny because they said that she was fat shaming for getting skinny. It's like, these people, like, they're so like, I don't even know if they're out of touch from reality. I think these people know what they're doing. And I think Michael Malice is right when he said these people are evil. Like, no matter if they don't know, they're just getting told they're getting marching orders. I mean, we've seen that fucking before too. Guess what? Marching orders is not okay to commit genocide. Like, just because you were told to do it doesn't mean, and it sucks to say, like, fuck, you're going to lose your job. Guess what? That's where a lot of America is right now. They're saying no to shit and they're losing their fucking jobs. So guess what? Get in fucking line. Nobody cares that you make $100K a fucking year and you have to walk away from it. Would we make different decisions in your position? Maybe some people would if they were in your position. But I know a lot of fucking people that wouldn't. They'd be like, yeah, no, fuck this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the things like Substack and other probably websites like that is honestly where like good journalists are going to float to. And it's just going to like, we don't need I think this is kind of what's happening is like everything, like corporations are kind of hanging on. Like, I think corporations are kind of like a dying thing. Like they're trying to hang on to the state because the state's also like a dying thing and they feed off of each other. But everything's becoming so decentralized so quickly that the
Yeah.
old way of doing things like is just not how people might not know it yet, but it's just not what they want, what their incentives line up to.
Yeah.
And it's like this weird clash of like holding on to these old ways of how we did things, where now like, oh, you want to make a movie, just grab a phone and get your buddies and go make some dumb movie with your phone,
Dude,
dude.
even Apple right now, they're promoting their new iPhone as a movie making camera. Like these, like it's going to be like these ways of, like, there's people that are obsessed with tradition, and I think I've seen it a lot in the libertarian sphere too, lately, and it kind of fucking annoys me, to be honest, because I think they're hindering things that they don't even realize that they're hindering, because they want the tradition part like to go back to, because the way progressivism has gone forward has been horrible. Like, let's be honest, I agree with that, has been horrible. Like the way the progressive party, whether it's the left or the right, the progressive nature of the United States over the last 100 years has been horrendous. Like, it's devolved into a really shitty thing. But like, I'm not holding on to these old traditions either. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's not the world I grew up in, and that's not my reality. And second, like, we talk about decentralization. Well, decentralization means giving up a lot of tradition, because a lot of tradition is based on centralization. So like, no, like, I'm not doing those things. And I think we veered off into a part that was this progressive leftism at some point. I think the true progressive nature of the nation would have been fine, and we would have gotten these things a lot sooner. Like, it's like if the central bank never got formed in 1913, that we would have flying fucking cars now and shit like that. It's like always the joke in libertarian circles. And it's like, yeah, if things like that, we would have progressed at the rate that we thought that we were going to. We would have, the Jetsons was made a cartoon that was made and set in like 2023, and they had flying cars on fucking high ass platforms, and they lived around, the fucking clouds. And it's like, I'm not saying that's what it would have been, but I think we would have seen things like that, because you wouldn't have like hindered everything. And that's what they've done. They've hindered everything.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument that like the civil rights movement would have happened a lot sooner. Like the idea of like black people and white people trading and like,
not being
living together, not being segregated, would have happened a lot sooner. It was because the state was sanctioning it and forcing businesses to do this. Now, I'm not saying that every single fucking business owner or community would have just instantly accepted black people, but a lot of the poor ones would have just like, I don't really care, I need money. And you would have saw people interact that way. But since the state was sending their goons to stop people from interacting, then like it just goes, no wonder people were fucking, marching in the street and shit. Like, it's because the state was sending goons to stop people from just freely moving amongst each other.
If it wasn't a fucking law, if there wasn't a fucking law saying that that's the way that it needed to be, then it wouldn't, like, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been that way ever. I'm just saying it would have ended a lot quicker, because people are motivated by good intentions and the value of their fucking money, whatever that money is. And if they can get more of it, then they're going to get more of it, because that means a better life for you and a better life for the people around you.
Yeah. Like it fucking capitalism might have solved fucking racial issues a lot quicker than if the state wasn't hindering it along the way.
Yeah. So speaking of traditions, I had to bring this up since we're kind of a military podcast. The USMC is relaxing tattoo regulations.
Dude, I fucking saw that.
Yeah.
They're fucking doing
bitches.
that, dude.
Oh, because they're losing people so
they're doing
right now.
Yes. Dude, I was actually thinking about that when we were talking about traditions, and like that's why the Marine Corps sucked so goddamn much, is because it was so ingrained.
Their traditions were stupid
with their traditions, dude, that we had, like, you had to, like, everything, we had to keep all the old traditions, and like hardly anything ever fucking changed, because the Marine Corps is like the worst one at like trying to keep onto its old style traditions and can't adapt with the real world. And now they are forcing to change and lenient because, oh, is it because a lot of Marines are trying to get out? And it's been a major complaint. I mean, every single goddamn time the Commandant came in,
there was 4 commandants since like we were in.
I remember,
Like we went through.
We had General Amos, and then Dunford was one for like a month.
Yeah, 3
and
months
then
of that.
Yeah, then he got selected to be the joint chief of staff by Obama.
Yeah, and then we got another one.
Another one. But I was so mad about this. But so when the Commandant came to Okinawa on Camp Hansen to speak at the theater, and what they do in like a certain percentage of your unit has to go. So the little fucking thing goes out from the first sergeant, email saying like, hey, you have to send this percent of your section. Well, it was just me, a lieutenant, and my sergeant at the time, so I had to go. And when they changed commandants and he came to Okinawa to speak, I had to go to that one too. So I went to both of them to go listen to the commandant speak. And the funny thing was, both fucking times, dude, the first question the commandant got asked was some fucking PFC stood up, said, "Good morning, sir. What is your opinion on the tattoo policy, and is it going to change?" And everyone would start laughing, and the commandant would roll his fucking eyes and then give some bullshit answer and just say he's going to look into it. And it's just funny that they're loosening it up now.
Yeah. Do you remember when they changed it? I think it was the guy after Dunford. I don't remember him, but they changed it right when I was getting out, and it was like the armband tattoos.
Yeah, I had mine too, dude.
And they were like all of a sudden illegal, and I was like, well, fucking write me up, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn. I'm 2 months away from getting the fuck out. And they were gonna page 11 me. I was like, all right, fuck you guys. Like, you have just solidified the reason why I'm getting out, because you know I'm getting out already. But you're gonna try and give me negative paperwork on top of that just as I'm getting out because of this stupid ass policy. I just never went in and signed it, and they never gave it to me because I was just like, yeah, I'm checking out, so I won't be there today, or I'm doing something. But I was just like, wow, they wrote it up and everything, and it's just funny. It's like, oh shit, you're losing a whole bunch of military aged females and males that are going to get out of the military, or especially the Marine Corps, because first off, your policies are bullshit. They're not updated with the times at all, or what our society is like at all. And like, at least the gun culture society, gun club society, because that's what we call ourselves, a fucking gun club all the time. And, they're not updated to that at all. And half the fucking vets that fought in 2001 to 2009 were tattooed fucking monsters.
Yeah, I wonder why they enforced it, because I know before,
because they were trying to get people out. Remember, like, there was the drawdown after that, and so they were trying to force people out, and that was one of the things. Like, we're gonna go back to tradition. We have to look like clean professional killers, which is such a wild fucking thing to say. Like, looking back at it.
Yeah. I remember. For anyone that doesn't know, when me and Luke were in, the tattoo policy was insane. There was a lot of
PT gear.
Yeah, there was a lot of tedious rules, but the biggest thing was that you couldn't have a sleeve. Like, you weren't allowed to have that at all.
Yeah, you could have it on your arm, kind of like mine, but it had to be within like a handprint away. Like, it had to be 4 inches or something away from each other. So you couldn't get a full sleeve, but you could have like 7 tattoos on your arm as long as they were all within a hand like width away from each other.
There's like a bunch of tedious rules, but the biggest thing was you couldn't have a sleeve, and they just allowed the Marines basically that if you can't have on your wrist or your hands, your feet, or your face and neck, and everywhere else is free game. Finally. And I mean, it might have been good that wasn't a thing, because I probably would have blew all my money, but
that too.
But it's just funny that like the whole time we were in, that was a big deal. You can't get those tattoos. You can literally get NJP'd or like 6105'd or something and get administrative paperwork if you had some sort of tattoo out of regulation.
Usually separated out.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't let you re-enlist generally.
Yeah. Speaking of money in military, Typo, do you remember every time you got to a new duty station, you had to re-sign up for, or every year actually, you had to re-sign up for your accidental death or dismemberment insurance that would give your family $450,000 if you died?
Was that yearly? I don't remember.
It was whatever it was. I'm pretty sure it was like new duty stations or stuff like that. But you remember that paperwork, right? If you died, your family would get $450,000.
Yeah, I remember signing it in boot camp.
Yeah, and everybody's like, dope. Yeah, I want my family to get $450,000. That would drastically change the majority of the military's life.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this yet?
Yes.
So middle America, it would drastically change the lives of all of these people. And one of the reasons why a lot of people join is, well, if I die, my family's taken care of more than I would have done so for them myself.
Yeah, and you can commit suicide and your family would still get this money.
Yeah, but the Biden administration this week, imagine this is what common middle American families think of when they send their children off to war. Or at least the people that are going off to war or join the military, they find this out and they're like, dope, cool, sounds like a fucking plan.
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign? Now the Biden administration has put in legislation that they're trying to get passed, saying that they will give $450,000 to all the immigrants that came across the border under Trump's tyranny and were separated from their families.
Yes, I was gonna say, I think it was the one that was like specifically separated from their families, but that was like a fuck ton of people.
But only the ones that came under Trump's time, not the ones
really?
before, and not the ones during Biden's time that are currently happening now. So the funny thing is like middle America now gets to watch as $450,000, a life-changing sum of money for most people in the United States, that only United States military members would get from the government if they die.
Dude,
or
that's a lot of money.
They're trying to give to families. And you know what? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. That's not really for me to say. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting that now that's who... actually, no, I'm saying it's fucking wrong. Most of these people don't deserve that money. Yeah. As a taxpayer, nobody really deserves that money because it was stolen from me in the first place. A lot of that is my fucking money. A lot of that is your money. A lot of that is everybody else's money. And to give it to a specific group of people over a 4-year time period, even though it's still currently going on, the hypocrisy of that is fucking insane, first off. Dude, and second off, like, the only way Americans can get that money is if you go die in a fucking war. Fucking wild.
Yeah, man. I saw that was crazy. Like, I understand, like, sure, they separated them and you want to give them some compensation. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand the sentiment behind it.
Right.
And if they would have been like, I don't know, $20,000 or $10,000, now $10,000 still sounds like a lot of money to be given people, to me. But they went like, dude, they're straight up buying motherfuckers off on a level that I don't even understand how they can get away with. Like, I don't understand how they can, like, dude, like, whoa, they're just gonna keep printing all this goddamn money.
They don't care. They don't care.
It's not even,
they're rushing towards bankruptcy. I honestly believe it. They are rushing towards bankruptcy. They're trying to get there as fast as possible so that they can forgive the debt of the United States, still hold all the people accountable for it. It'll be different. It'll be shifted, but hold all the people accountable for the debt that they owe.
Yeah, but don't worry, dude. Republicans will get that cut in half and call it a victory. It won't be like,
we're only giving them 225,000.
Yes, we're only giving them 225. Like, we're fucking good, guys. We stopped Biden.
we stopped Brandon. There was a senator that talked today. I don't remember what he talked about, but he said, "Let's go, Brandon," at the end of his speech, and that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I saw that.
It was the guy, the representative from Florida, of course, Florida man. What do you expect? Go ahead.
Dude, not only are they paying immigrants like, or at least they're floating it in the air. I don't think it'll be 450,000, but I'm sure they'll get some sort of compensation. And
I
then
just love that it's for that time frame. Like,
yeah,
not the
and
people now,
yeah,
not the
and
people before.
and the people that are most upset about it are the ones that are going to school boards and causing a fuss. And now they're now they're sending the FBI. Dude, did you see like
Labeled as terrorists.
yeah, did you see some of the reports that the like people from the Justice Department have sent out that
No.
there was there's a bunch of them that this one was like they listed 13 things and only like 4 of them were actually violent things that they would investigate. One of them was saying like mean things online, bro, like harassment online. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, it's all like I would like if I was gonna guess where the war on terrorism would start, I thought they would start with like douchebags like us, dude. I thought
Yeah,
they'd
for
be like,
real.
we have to take down these podcasters.
They
And it
know,
would make
nobody's listening to us.
yeah, that's true. They we gotta take down these podcasters. I guess the fucking big tech companies are doing that for them.
Yeah, right.
I just didn't think I don't know. I like go after gun advocates. Like that's where you'd think, but they're weaseling their way in to stretch this thing out to anything they can. And just because there was like, oh yeah, that, and then there's that in West Virginia, there was that upset parent that like got arrested because his daughter was raped by a trans boy at her school.
It was, and it's proven. It's been proven multiple times now. Originally they said that it was like it didn't happen that way and this, that, or the other, but no, it's fucking proven. And then he went to another school, that same trans boy went to another school and raped another little girl, or at least molested them. And it's like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? And everybody's like putting this guy as a giant fucking demon.
Like straight up like the war in this school boards, dude. I mean, it's kind of like you see them on Facebook, and I think they're kind of annoying but good on these women, but they're called like mama bears. Have you seen them?
No,
They call themselves like mama bear. Well, I mean, they're like, it's not, I haven't seen like moms that are going to school boards and like causing a huge fuss. I think it all started mainly with like CRT, critical race theory, but now with like the mask mandate and vaccine mandates coming, like there's all these like white moms going in there, dude, like raising hell at the school board, and it's fucking hilarious. It's on, they're always on Newsmax.
Yeah, but dude, honestly, like, do you remember the moms that used to go to like PTA meetings? Do you remember your friends' moms that used to go to PTA meetings?
Yeah, really annoying.
Yeah, they were fucking terrorists. We were just too late. We were just too late because they were terrorists then. I don't know if they're terrorists now, but we were late. They should have ended. And guess who it was? It was always fucking white women. It's white women now. It was white women then. White women are what's wrong with the United States of America.
Well, these white women's are doing God's work, dude. I'm so proud of them. They're going in there like they're just fucking yelling at school board members, and it's awesome. I want them to be uncomfortable.
All right, so I asked our Discord today what they wanted us to talk about, and Scotty wanted me to say that Jared just told him that you don't know if sucking dicks is bad until you've sucked a few. He just wanted that to be an honorable mention, and it's fucking true. It's fucking true. How do you know How do you know you're not gay if you don't suck a dick?
I'd have to agree, dude. You have to at least try it once, and then you could be like, you know what? As the penis is in your mouth and rubbing on your cheek, you're like, you know what? This is just not for me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the
pre-cum,
none of that.
No.
Jared replied to that actually, and he wanted everybody to know, seriously, how do you know you don't like getting your ass pounded by a 12-inch black cock until you give it a whirl? So that's the piece from Jared today. Somebody wanted us to talk about Fauci's Beagle experiment. Fuck Fauci, bro. Like, I just want everybody to know that, like, dude's a piece of shit, and white women care more about if dogs get murdered or hurt than people, and that's fine. I understand dogs are better than 90% of humanity, or probably 99% of humanity. The only thing that they're not better than is, you know, people with extreme autism that solve like cancer and then were murdered for it by Hillary Clinton, and people with Asperger's or Tourette's that say uncomfortable things in funny scenario or in really bad scenarios. I love those people. Save them at all costs.
Yeah, dude. I think the Fauci experiment, you know, and Beagle's thing is what's gonna bring him down. I feel like that's it. Like once I like like no one gave a shit that he was lying about a disease that possibly or what they say has killed about 1 million people or millions of people. And then yeah, but then all of a sudden he like experiments on dogs, and then that'll be it, dude. That's going to be the thing. Just like when Cuomo, like no one cares about those old women that he sent to their death in the nursing home. It's all about the dog, or it's all about him being a sexually harasser to his staff. And just like that, I think it's going to be like Fauci's going to be pushed hardcore in the media. Like, why would you experiment on dogs? And it's like, bro, why would you experiment on people?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, my dog's playing in the window and is fucking up my shit. And she's just looking at me. I'm going to see if I can get this on video. She's just staring at me, like knowing she's fucking my shit up right now. Oh, she moved, little bitch. But yeah, no, it's fucking true. I think this might actually bring down Fauci, because if there's one thing the left cares about more than human beings, it's dogs. And it's because they don't care about human beings at all. Dogs and cats, because they own 17 of them. I just want to let everybody know Tree is alive. He is in our Discord. If you ever want to talk to Tree, come join our Discord. He's on there every once in a while. And I did want to bring this up. One of our buddies, Madamus Prime, he wanted us to talk about living in fucking California. And I wanted to read this because it was kind of like what I was going through here in Arizona when I got my car renewed. But he's like, he put in the, you know, SpongeBob retard text, the up and lowercase and regular case, I guess, writing, I want to live in California. It's the best state ever. He's like, me. This state hates you even when you're an involuntary resident. California is trash. Fuck this place and your beaches and your troglodyte politicians. Never forget, it was seriously illegal to go outside, and mayors of cities would pay people to snitch during COVID. Please enlighten me on what the fuck a transportation improvement fee is. And he sends a picture of, it looks like probably a renewal of tags or something like that. And it's got alternate fuel and tech regulation fee, $3. Current air quality management district, $4. Current auto theft and or DUI deterrence program, $1. Current CHP penalty, those are $30 and $1. Current fingerprint ID fee, $1. Oh wait, no, that one's, yeah, $1. Current registration, oh wait, no, current registration, $60. Current registration penalty, $30. Smog ABT8, $25. Transportation improvement fee, $55. And then there's a service fee that's $29 and a miscellaneous fee for $11, for a grand total of $239. I just love the miscellaneous fee for $11. It's so fucking random. Like, what does that go to? Like, yeah, I get the transportation improvement fee. Like, what the fuck is that? I mean, you can kind of guess what it is, but what it actually goes to is you can't find that. But miscellaneous fee, like, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, they're just saying like, yeah, we just want your money and we're gonna use it on whatever the fuck we want. Like, there's no reason or rhyme for why they have that. They're just like, yeah, we want your money and we're gonna use it forever we want. We don't need to tell you why we want it.
Here's $11 more, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. Pay it. And if you made it this far down the list, suck it. Here's another $11.
I just thought that was fucking funny. And then we had a whole bunch of people talking about after that, how they don't pay their fucking licensing anymore or their registration anymore, and they're seeing how long they get away with it. So good luck to you all. I truly hope you make it the rest of your life. Uper Booger, he asked, what's your shit hit the fan plan, or how are you planning for it all, if at all? And I agree with Jared. Jared commented back instantly, like less than a minute later. My personal plan is to die, and I'm like, yeah, like honestly, like, sure. Like I think that's honestly that's probably most people what's going to happen if you plan on it or not. So it doesn't really matter. And he said, Jared also said, probably get yeeted by an overweight sheriff's deputy. And I mean, Jared looks like an overweight sheriff's deputy, so he's talking about killing himself. So that's kind of where I'm at in this lifespan. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I mean, I'm not gonna save all the people I want to, so I'll probably get yeeted trying to.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, move. You can come move to my small town, dude.
Yeah,
ain't nothing too crazy.
I gotta make it up there.
If we get like hyperinflation, like out of nowhere, yeah, a lot of people are going to freak out here. It might not be safe.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things people wanted us to talk about is hyperinflation or inflation in general. And it's like, I don't really know what you want me to say about it. We're fucked regardless.
How much is gas there?
Fuck. I think I filled up my tank and it's like it was like $60 for my tank. And I think it was like 14 gallons, 15 gallons or something like that. So I think it's like $3.50. I don't pay attention because I just put my card in and it gives me gas. Like I don't even look anymore because I'll just shoot myself at the fucking tank. So I try not to look at it that often, but I think it's like $3.50 or something like that, $3.25, somewhere between there. It's usually what it runs at. What about you? What's it like where you're at?
Well, it's crazy. So in Illinois, right where I'm at, it's like $3.27 or $3.28 or something like that. But then I cross the bridge into Missouri to the gas station, which is like less than 5 minutes from where I live. And magically it's $3.01. And
it's crazy how less than 30 minutes or less than 10 minutes away.
Yeah. So no one knows that magic and how somehow Missouri makes cheaper gas somehow.
Yeah. And then Trigi and Jared started shitting on me for having a Springfield XD allegedly. And whatever, that's fine. I want my gun to possibly kill me if it spontaneously combusts in my hand. That's why I got it. And they also said I should just sell it and then to a black kid in Chicago. And then we could change our podcast sponsorship to the official sponsor of Black on Black crime in Chicago.
That would possibly work.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going with that thought, Typo. Where are you going with that?
I don't know, dude. I didn't even know how to respond to the fucking give a black kid a gun. I mean, honestly, dude, he needs, it's a Second Amendment right.
He probably needs it more than me. I have white privilege.
Yeah. No, in Southside Chicago, again, I mean, I'm not saying that police do the best job, but they are the security force. And Chicago just got rid of 1/3 of their security force for their city. And crime is already a problem. So that 10-year-old kid might need the gun a lot more than you or us.
Yeah, we should. I don't like the official sponsor of Black on Black crime, but maybe Black on Blue. I mean, that's fine with me, I think. Then we got real racist in the comment section 15 minutes after what I should talk about on the episode today. So that was fun to watch. If you haven't known, you can come and join our Discord and you can see the wild, outlandish things that get said in that because it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Got some good memes in there that would definitely get us banned and we can't post.
Yeah. Some of them are real bad. Did you see the meme today? It was Alec Baldwin, but it was it's like Alec Baldwin and he looks all fucking crazy-eyed. It's probably from one of his movies, but he looks all crazy-eyed. And it's like Alex Baldwin seeing a skinwalker come across the desert in New Mexico. That one was pretty good. That one was pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
Makes Alec Baldwin be the good guy.
I like the one I shared it on our Instagram, but my mom actually sent me this, which was hilarious. And it was Alec Baldwin in like the Steven Crowder holding a coffee and like don't change my mind. And it said Alec Baldwin should shoot a movie with The View, change my mind.
Dude, what'd you think of this whole McAuliffe shit that happened today? McAuliffe, he's running for governor in one of these states, and then like the people showed up outside in white t-shirts, khakis, and
Yeah.
what was your take on that? I think it's definitely a fucking op. That's my take.
Well, yeah, so
because
it
then
looked
they
like
found out the people who they are.
yeah, it looked like Twitter figured this out. So
Real
it
quick. It was quick because that happened today.
Yeah. So it looked like the Democrats, I guess the guy running for governor in Virginia is the Democrat. I guessing he's not doing the best. And the guy running against him, the Republican guy, is doing pretty good. And it looked like it was like a guy that works for the Virginia Democratic Party and MSNBC that took that picture. And it was a picture of people dressed up in like white tiki torches. And
well, they had white
were,
shirts, and then they had tiki torches and khaki pants.
yeah, it was just like they were trying to
They
look
looked
like the guys at
people from
Charlottesville back in
yeah.
2017. And but the funny thing is like within like an hour, like people on Twitter figured it out, and all those people dressed up as tiki torches to try to make a bad image for this Republican dude were all like with the young Democrats, and some of them were actually part of the Virginia Democratic Party.
Yeah, and they worked for a company like Vadas or something weird like that, Yadas or something like that. They worked for some company, and one was like the CEO of the company, and it's like it's almost definitely him. Like you look at him in the picture, and then you look at pictures of what he looks like on everything else, and it's almost definitely him. And then same thing with the girl that's there. You're like, dude, that's y'all. Like that's both of you. And then did you see the like mixed black dude that's there? Like he's not full black. He's not black. He's like he's light skinned. And he's sitting there, and he looks like he's sitting there like because it's raining on them. They got white shirts on, and they got something underneath their white shirts, like it looks like vests or some shit. Or the one dude looks like he's wearing a fucking bra underneath. But anyways, the light skinned dude, the entire time, whatever picture you find him in, he looks like this is some white people shit. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm just a normal Democratic black dude. Why am I here? Like he
What
looks
if it was
so,
his idea, dude?
It would be hilarious if it was his idea. But like honestly, in every single picture, he looks like the other ones look like they're trying to fit an image, and he looks like he hates being there. And it's so fucking funny because he sat there and did it anyways. And I want to find out who these people are. So if you guys know, let us fucking know. If you find like some crazy Twitter thread that's actually like pretty provable.
Yeah, I think it's true. I think it was some sort of Democratic plot, but regardless, the MSNBC reporter that posted it has deleted that post. And then someone that works higher up in the Virginia Democratic Party, he retweeted it and it was like asking people like, how could we let this governor? He doesn't even denounce like all these racists that support him. And he deleted that tweet as well. So I don't know if it's necessarily was just like if they all thought of it together, or if the younger Virginia Democrats thought like maybe they knew the MSNBC reporter was going to be there, so they just showed up and acted like that. Whatever it is, but it turns out it looks like it's fake because we know how the corporate press works. If they can get an ounce of truth to stick, they'll hold on to it. But if they're deleting their tweets like within the same day, I think it looks bad. Fake.
It looks fucking bad. Real bad. Did you see the flash just now? Was there a flash? Could you see it?
No.
Oh, damn. It's taking a dick pic while we're doing the podcast, but I was hoping it showed up. But yeah, no, dude, that shit was funny as fuck. I saw it earlier today, and I was like, we got to talk about this. I don't think the other meme that you posted today was fucking funny. The Afghan veteran launches brown rifled chai company. That fucking cracked me up.
Yeah, I tagged Black Rifle Coffee too.
And then the last thing I wanted to talk about before I bring up where we're going to be tonight and why it's kind of a shit or a quick show, not shit show. It's that too, but was fucking Zuckerberg and his barbecue sauce, his Sweet Baby Ray's, sitting there on the bookshelf. What do you think? What do you think that is? Why do you think that was that? Because we've left sauces in some weird places before in our houses since we've lived together. Do you think that was a? Do you think that was always, like? Do you think that one was? I sit here all the time and I forgot it was in the camera, and that's where I put it, so it's out of the way.
No, he's trying to be human, dude. He doesn't know how to be human. But for like, so Facebook has just announced that they're changing to Meta. Well, not Facebook, the app itself, but like the company's changing their name to Meta. And fucking Mark Zuckerberg does like these weird ass videos where he's explaining the metaverse, which is just Skynet. Yeah. And in the background is like Sweet Baby Ray's on his bookshelf. And it like doesn't, I don't know. The internet like spotted it quick. I saw people pointing that out before I even knew he dropped the video.
Yeah, before I even saw the video.
And I was like, why? What is this? And so I went and watched the video, and it's true. He's just standing there in like his like living room or something with a bookshelf, and there's like Sweet Baby Ray's.
He has a long history with Sweet Baby Ray's. It means a lot to him. He loves his meats, dude. He loves his meats. He loves his fucking meats, and he loves putting Sweet Baby Ray's on his meats.
Yeah.
It was super fucking weird.
Do you think like these people are always not human, or do you think they just get so ingrained in the system that they replace him with a lizard and the Mark Zuckerberg that created the company's gone?
I don't know, man. I feel like that makes more sense. I feel like they replaced them. Like, I feel like that's got to make more sense, right? That's got to, like, logically, if I had to think about this logically.
Yeah. When do they become lizard people? Are they always lizard people?
I don't think they're always lizard people, because lizard people do shit like this and they would never get away with it, because people would be like, nah, dude, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Because they would always do shit like that because they think it's normal. And they just wouldn't be that successful, I feel like. So I feel like they got to be replaced. Like, they have to be replaced.
Did you see the UN's new video about climate change?
No.
So they literally have a velociraptor standing up at a podium talking about like the climate change. And I understand what they're getting at. And it's like, you need to pay attention, or your people are going to go extinct like we did. But it's just so like,
God, I fucking hope so.
It's just so like they're putting up a literal lizard to talk to us about like elites. And then like, but it's a lizard, and it's like, yeah, this is like a representation of you people. Like, you're not human. You are fucking lizards.
God, dude, this is when I think the world's a simulation. I can't wait for Matrix 4 to come out. I'm going to stream it illegally instantly when I can. And I'm going to believe that this is a representation of our world, because that is the transgender life cycle is what that movie's about, and that's what I believe it is to be about. So that I'm just going to like, that's, I'm going to be the best woman in the world one day, and I just want everybody to know it.
Yeah, dude, you gotta we're gonna just go into the Matrix, dude. Go into the metaverse. I don't know if this is true. I didn't watch the whole fucking Facebook video. But the quote that the meme that I posted, where he's like, if you die in the metaverse, you die in real life.
Oh, God.
Apparently, he really said that.
I haven't watched it. I tried to watch it, and I was like, I can't watch this fucking guy.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched up into the Sweet Baby Ray's. But I didn't watch. I kind of like stopped after. I was like, I'm done with this corporate lizard shit, dude. But then like that thing I put, and the reason I did, if I just saw it on Twitter, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was made up. It was like, oh, like the Matrix. Like, if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. And then people are like, he actually
said that.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Sick. Oh man,
I might be falling for a troll on the internet, but regardless, it wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Well, to end this podcast, I just want everybody to know we're going to be on Liberty Late Night. You guys won't obviously see that after this episode because it would be done on Friday, which is when we're recording this, and this comes out Monday. But if you haven't seen us, we're going to be on Liberty Late Night with Dave and Mary, and it should be a good time. I'm excited to do it. I think it's going to run like an hour and a half. So if you listen to this episode, you want some more Biting the Bullet, you can go look at Typo and I be jackasses on Liberty Late Night, and they made some fucking cool ass artwork, and it's really fucking funny, and it's on our Instagram.
It's goofy as hell, dude.
It's so funny. And I was messaging, I think I was talking to Dave earlier, and I was like, dude, I cracked up over the artwork. And he was like, I don't know shit about the branches. I was waiting for that's an army uniform. And I was like, dude, we don't give a shit. And it's actually very on brand for us because like first, we don't give a shit. And second off, like I would find the first military picture ever and then Photoshop our faces into it if I ever tried to do something like that, because fuck trying to make it look accurate. That shit was hilarious. So if you don't listen to us tonight, Friday night, on October 29th at Liberty Late Night, be sure to their links are, I don't know all their links right now, but I know they're on YouTube, and they're on what's the wallet you just made me get? Not the wallet, but the fucking
Fold
app
card?
Oh no, I think theirs is called, or they have a place called like Float or something like that.
Oh,
Float. It's like Float, and they do a lot there, and then Twitch and couple other places, so you can go find us on there. It's going to be a really fun time, and it'll be live, so we're going to be getting fucking comments and shit like that, and people can ask us random fucking questions. But yeah, so I just wanted to end the show with saying go check that out, because it's us again, and you get fucking 3 hours of Biting the Bullet on Monday.
There you go, dude. Happy fucking spooky season, motherfuckers.
Yeah, happy Halloween to all those that celebrated it last night. You fucking witches don't deserve Halloween, but I think the fucking witch crowd in the libertarian sphere is fucking weird.
You're dissing all of our listeners' wives, dude.
Yeah, well, they put a spell on you, and now you're fucking retarded. So
yeah, go back to Salem and burn.
Burn. We're gonna see if you fucking float, motherfuckers. Yeah. Jesus, that turned dark real quick. Yeah, that's fucking it for the shit show. I hope you guys fucking enjoyed it. You guys know where to fucking follow us, and go check out our website. We're gonna be bringing up a whatchamacallit. We're gonna get a wallet for the show itself, not specifically for my wallet or Typo's wallet, but a show wallet, so you can donate any kind of crypto coin that you want to it, and we're going to convert it into Bitcoin, because all those other shit coins you give us are shit coins.
Yeah,
and
fucking ass. We don't want that shit.
And we'll convert it to Bitcoin for ourselves, so you guys can have fun staying poor while we get rich, motherfuckers.
I fucking hope so. Car better be right, or I'm writing.
Or else we're going to Gomez and fucking up Carcadia. But yeah, that's the fucking shit show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Typo, you got any last words?
Nope. I'm good, dude.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, that's fucking it. We out, motherfuckers.